What's up, social mafia? Welcome back to my channel, and in this video you're going to learn how to choose the right influencer on Instagram to promote your service or products. Let's begin. In the beginning of this video, I would like to mention what are the advantages of using and embracing influencer marketing on Instagram. 70% of people who purchased jewelry or some fashion items said that they did it because they saw this item on Instagram picture. Influencer marketing is quite a big thing, especially on Instagram, and many brands invest more and more budget into influencer marketing. What are the criteria and how exactly you can choose the right influencer to promote your products or services? Well, first of all, you have to clearly understand what is your niche, what is the demographic, what is your buyer persona, and so on and so forth. You have to clearly understand who is this person who is purchasing your product or service. Once you know this data, it's going to be for you easier to choose the influencer with whom to work with. Let me give you an example with an extreme case. For example, you are producing jewelry, and it's quite unlikely that your product will have a good performance when it is published by an influencer in the sport niche, right? So that is what I mean. For sure, know your target audience, and it's going to be easier for you to understand and to choose the right influencer to work with. Make sure that your target audience is going to be the similar that this influencer has. This is one of the most criteria, choosing the right influencer for promoting your service or product. And the second important point, once you start to choose an influencer to promote your product or service, is of course to understand their engagement rate. What means engagement is basically you don't need to use any other external platforms to calculate it, you can easily calculate it yourself. That means the correlation between engagement activities on Instagram, which equals to likes and comments, and divided by the amount of followers. If the engagement rate from this person is between 10 and 20%, that means the engagement rate of this profile is relatively high. Thus, it means that the point of view or whatever this person published on their Instagram page, that resonates very well with the audience of this person. That means the audience engage with the content and like and comment this content of this person. I highly do not recommend you to go below 5% of engagement rate, because in this case the promotion of your product or services might not have very good results on this Instagram profile. And the third very important thing once considering influencer marketing is of course to understand whether this Instagram influencer is cheating or not. What I mean under cheating is in order to have a really huge account, many people some time ago started to buy fake engagement or even fake followers, or in other words, ghost followers. In order to understand that the audience of this person is authentic as well as the engagement rate of this person is authentic, make sure to open the comments of let's say 10 latest posts and see what kind of comments this person has. If it's just random, very nice, beautiful, I really like it and stuff like this is kind of irrelevant comments. There is a high probability that this comment is generated by bot, or this person is in the engagement groups where they like and comment each other. So that means it's not a real audience, not real people who are interested in the content of this person. So once you understand all these numbers and you pick the right person, then the next step you have to do is to establish the guidelines on which condition you are going to collaborate with this person. There are two types of collaboration with influencers. The first one is a paid post, which means you're paying money for a person to publish a review or testimonial about your product or service. Usually the first type of collaboration when you have to pay money for this is with big influencers that has more than 100k follower base. Second type of collaboration with Instagram influencers is when you give away product in exchange for a piece of content. What you have to do is basically send a product to influencer that you choose to collaborate with, and then in exchange this influencer is going to post a Instagram story or a post in the main Instagram feed talking about your product or services based on the condition that you outlined before. The next step is how much does it actually cost if you decide to go for the first way? Well, it really depends on the audience, on the credibility of the influencer, how famous is this influencer, because the amount proposed can reach up to $1 million. If you're a relatively small brand, you don't have enough budget for influencer marketing, then I highly recommend you to go for the second type of influencer. When you send your service or product to a person with whom you decided to collaborate, and in exchange this person will post on their social media a piece of content about your product or service. If you like this video so far, make sure to smash this like button, subscribe to my channel if you are not yet, and hit this bell button. I don't want you to miss any of my videos. And if you're interested to learn more about influencer marketing or how to become an influencer, start to collaborate with brands, make sure to check the video right here. I'm also gonna leave the link in the description box. There are 2 videos where I talk about how to create your media kit and stand out and start to collaborate with your dream brands. If you don't have enough time or resources to make the whole research about influencer marketing, you can of course use third-party services. There are really tons of these services on internet. Just simply Google it, influencer marketing agency, and then you will have a lot of results. Maybe it is located, some of them are global, some of them located locally. There are really tons of choices, so if you don't have enough resources or time, make sure to check them out. But if you decided to work on your own and to pick the influencers with who you're going to collaborate, the next step will be to establish the guidelines or the conditions on which you're going to collaborate with this person. Let's say you're sending out a free product, let's say a piece of jewelry, and in exchange you ask to show one Instagram story or 2 Instagram stories and make a post with your piece of jewelry, asking the person to wear this piece of jewelry, how you want your shot to be, close up or far away shot. And make sure to also mention in the guidelines how you want the post to be, whether they should tag your Instagram page or website or use your branded hashtag. Make sure to, from point to point, describe as precise as possible what are the conditions you want to work with this influencer. And things like that. That really depends on the product you are selling and promoting or service. To communicate your proposal to collaborate with the influencer, make sure to write an email, because emails are always considered more professional rather than a message in DM or even in the comments. Make sure to write the first email where you ask for the possibility for collaboration, and if this person agrees, then you send your terms and conditions which you agree both to work on, and then the next step you are going to send your product or service. And the last thing is, of course, it's really important to make it time bound, which means you tell the person or you both agree on which day your post is going to be performed. And of course, once this person published post on Instagram stories on an Instagram feed, make sure to ask this person to send you the data and statistic of this post. This is really important. Like this, you can analyze what type of influencers, what kind of influencers in which niche perform better and compare it, and then in the end choose one niche with who you want to work. Make sure to also mention in the guidelines how you want the post to be, whether they should tag your Instagram page or website or use your branded hashtag. Make sure to, from point to point, describe as precise as possible what are the conditions you want to work with this influencer. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions, make sure to list them below. And if there is any topic you want me to cover in the future videos, make sure to write them in the comments as well, because I create content based on your requests.